What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of But Does It Spin? And today we got something quite special. It's not too new. It is a few years, maybe a year old, perhaps. I don't exactly remember when it came out. But y'all know I love a good battle set, and here we have Hasbro's Pro Series Elite Champions set. Elite Champions Pro set. There you go. But yeah, this is Pro Series, which is Hasbro's answer to everybody whining about their Beyblades not having all the gimmicks anymore, their Beyblades not being on par to Takara Tomy anymore. And so they made Pro Series, and they are more closely matched with the Takara Tomy. They're still slightly lighter than their Takara Tomy counterparts, but most of the gimmicks, if not all the gimmicks, are there. And you can put the stickers on as well, so that's also something like Takara Tomy. Yeah, so this is the very first Pro Series battle set. The second one came out in the States, and I think in Europe perhaps, but in Brazil we did not get the second one yet. So we only have the first one still. And yeah, I figured I'd pick this one up. Let's take a look at the back to see what they come. The arena itself is supposed to look more like the Takara Tomy standard Beyblade Stadium. That said, the Takara Tomy one don't have pockets like this. They have like open. The top part is open in 3 places for the bay to just ring out to get out. The pockets are Hasbro stuff, so it is made to look like the Takara Tomy, but of course they're still different. And the Beyblades that come is Cho-Z Valtryek and Cho-Z Achilles. It's interesting because the term Cho-Z was not something Hasbro used to use. Cho-Z was definitely Takara Tomy was Cho-Z Valkyrie and Cho-Z Achilles. The Hasbro counterpart back then was Turbo Valtryek and Turbo Achilles. I do have a Turbo Achilles from Slingshot. And honestly, it did have the gimmick back then. It did have the gimmick of the burst lock. It just wasn't that great. But yes, I do have that. But I was never able to get my hands on a Turbo Valtryek back then. Yeah, it got rare pretty quickly. It was very sought after because of the whole burst lock back then was a very new concept that everybody liked. That said, I don't think these combos are the original ones, perhaps. And these are, of course, the recolors. Valtryek is red and Achilles is black right now. But the original ones, it was blue and red. The Pro Series, the starter packs of the Pro Series, they do have the normal Cho-Z Valtryek and the normal Cho-Z Achilles on their original colors, and I think their combos are also different than this one's. I will pick them up if I can find them, of course, because they are getting pretty rare here in Brazil already. But yeah, I figured we could open this one, and I'm pretty excited for it because these are more competitive, and that is amazing for Brazilian Beybladers here, because Takara Tomy isn't always the easiest to come by. There are some stores that sell them, but they do tend to be a lot more expensive. Not that Pro Series are not expensive. Pro Series definitely are quite pricey here in Brazil as well. But it's just easier to find is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so despite being slightly lighter than the Takara Tomy still, it does have all the gimmicks again, and the ones that have rubber definitely do still have the rubber and stuff. So that is fantastic. It's fantastic news for all the people who only have access to Hasbro stuff. So yeah, does it spin? Of course it spins. It's Beyblade and it's Pro Series Beyblade. But let's play with them anyway. Let's test them out. So here we are with everything out of the box. First, they do come with one light launcher each, with the light launcher ripcord. As you can see, these are much better than just simple. I can't make it focus. These are much better than the simple ripcords. You can see that it does have a back to it. They do have little protection so as to not damage the little teeth, the little grooves, and even the hole here. You can see that it is better shaped to specifically go in without any of the teeth snagging. So it is more resistant, it is much smoother, and it does perform better than the common ripcord launchers. I do like light launchers quite a bit. Even in Metal Saga, light launchers tend to launch a lot better than the first ripcord launchers. And of course, here are the Beyblades now. As you can see, I did put some of the stickers, not everything. My Achilles stickers, they came a little off cut. So like the shield and the helmet crest did work out, but then some of the other parts, the yellow details were outside of the cut of the stickers, so they didn't really work out. I don't know if it's just mine or if everybody's like that, but yeah, so those stickers didn't work out. That said, it is a beautiful layer. Like I said, it is exactly the same as the... I guess not exactly the same, but like the shape is the same as the Turbo Achilles, but you can definitely tell that these parts are different. The sword is separated. I believe this part is metal, I think, at least it's colder to the touch, and this part is plastic. The painting, of course, is very different too. The swords have painted parts to them. And of course the color is alternate coloring, and the springs in them are much bigger. You can see that on Turbo Achilles the springs were pretty small. Over here, I don't know if you can tell, but the springs are much bigger and thicker. So yeah, that will, be more resistant. Let me just check here. It does have 4 screws just like this. But of course, Pro Series, they do have the teeth like Takara Tomy does. So that's fantastic. So all in all, it is heavier because of that. I don't know why my camera isn't focusing alone anymore. But it is heavier because of that, and all in all, just better rounded. That said, because the springs are much bigger now, I believe it will take harder hits for the burst blockers to appear. I think it'll be harder for it to come out. The Turbo one was super easy to do. The disc is this. I don't I don't know the name of this disc. It is disc 1 dash. But yeah, and this is the driver. It does have a free spin at the bottom. It does have a little suspension. There is like a little tip to it. You can kind of tell. But then the inside also goes in. It's not just the circle that has the suspension. That inside tip, I don't know if you can see. Yeah, it also goes in. So yeah, I guess that's to add more stability to the bay while it's spinning. But yeah, you can definitely tell that these drivers in Pro Series are already more complex than the Slingshot ones, which it did have two modes, but they were much lighter and just didn't work too well. That said, the Slingshot one is supposed to be a stock combo, I believe, and this one is not. The one that comes with this set is it's a different combo. So I don't know if it will be better or worse. We'll have to check that out. Valkyrie, we did put all the stickers on. There was no miscut stickers on Valkyrie. That said, like I said, I don't have a Turbo Valkyrie to make comparisons to it. But I imagine the differences will be very similar. The springs are just as big as the ones in the Achilles. So I believe you will have the same issue of these blockers not coming out as easily as on the Turbo. You can see that there are metal parts inside for added weight. These are the teeth of Valkyrie. And yeah, I do enjoy this color. It's like a pink in the bottom, red on top with the blue details and cyan crown. I do think this is very pretty to look at. But I wouldn't mind having the original blue as well. This is diffuse disc. It's a Z disc, I guess. I don't know the name. That said, Pro Series did add rubber. These white parts are definitely rubber, something that Hasbro had been missing for a while. So it's very nice to see this. And I'm explaining like this. I know that most of you have seen all this since... Oh, I just realized that there's like Z's around here. But anyway, I did realize that most of you have seen this. If you are into Beyblades, then you probably did pick up one of these years ago. But you know, I just got to it, and I think it's fantastic. It's just so different from all the other Hasbro stuff I've been looking at. And this driver also has a free spin, but like the tip is like, it's more of a jagged. Is it? It's not focusing. There you go. So the tip is more of like a jagged thing. It does have a free spin, but I don't think it would affect much except for maybe when it's scraping the sides, I guess. It does have the red part, red tab, but it's not a dash. It's you can see that the spring inside is not, it's not like reinforced or anything. It is not too different from this one. So I don't think this is a real dash. I don't know why they put it red tabs on it. The springs don't feel any. I might be mistaken, I guess, but it doesn't feel like a dash to me. So yeah, let's put this together. And yeah, most people did say that these initial Pro Series, they do have weaker teeth, so we'll have to watch out for that. But you know, we got Beyblades and we're gonna make a battle. Yeah, I guess we could also later duel Achilles, Cho-Z Achilles with our Turbo Achilles, just to see how it does. But like I said, their combos are different, so I don't know, it could go either way, I think. That said, this Achilles was one of the few that they actually kept most of the mechanics. Of course, there's no metal on the sword, but the other mechanics of burst blocking and stuff are all in there. So, you know, it's one of the better slingshot Beyblades, so we'll have to pit them against each other to see. So let's see if they spin. Okay, so here is the stadium all assembled. It is just two parts. It does have the clip-on things, a bottom and a top to clip, so it doesn't move. It does have one leg on one of the pockets. The other pockets are just deeper. And yeah, all in all, it's a good stadium. I like it. It's standard. It's decent. No crazy gimmicks, but it does have the deep tornado reach for the Beyblades that do require it. So let's do some test battles between Achilles, Cho-Z Achilles, and Cho-Z Valkyrie. Let's do Cho-Z Valkyrie first. That was one hit kill. The teeth seem okay. I don't It was a very strong hit, I guess. Let's try it again. Maybe we'll do Achilles first. Achilles did get slightly damaged though. But yeah, let's go. That is good. Now it was the other way around. Achilles was the one that burst with just a few hits, but that initial hit definitely was much stronger. I would probably have slowed it down for you guys to see, but yeah, very interesting. I don't know, because they're Pro Series, I expected them to go a few rounds without bursting. I expected them to have longer battles, you know. But maybe I'm mistaken. Let's check it out again. Third round. We'll do Valtryek first. Double burst! What an ending! One burst first, one burst later, and then on the third round, both burst at the same time. What a fantastic battle! So I guess they are quite well balanced. I guess. Let's put them back together. But as you can see, the blockers didn't really do much. I don't know if they even activated or not. But I assume they didn't. But like I said, the springs on these are much bigger, so I'm guessing that they didn't activate. Yeah, so that was the battle between these two, but let's compare this Cho-Z Achilles to the Turbo Achilles and see how they do. Because like I said, Turbo Achilles is lighter, and it doesn't have the metal blades, but its burst blocking system does activate a lot more easily, so maybe we'll see something go down. We'll do Cho-Z Achilles first, because logically it does have the advantage of weight and everything, so let's... Okay, so Cho-Z Achilles won mostly by stamina, but yeah, you can tell that Cho-Z Achilles wings didn't activate, but Turbo Achilles did. I don't know if you can tell, but you can see the tab on this side blocking the burst. Not that it got hit too much, but yeah, they did activate at the very least. So let's put them back in. Okay, they did both burst, but Cho-Z Achilles burst first, which makes me think it's probably the burst blocker on Turbo that helped it. I don't know. We'll have to see that again. But Turbo Achilles did win. So let's try that once more, just once more, and see how that goes. Let it go. Using a Tornado Rage though, it does lose more stamina, I guess. But you can see that Cho-Z is sticking to the middle better because of the driver. And Cho-Z won because of that. So as long as they don't hit each other, then Cho-Z is able to win. But you can already see, yeah, he was about to burst and the blocker was there, so he didn't burst. So yeah, I don't know. Either Cho-Z isn't that much more competitive, or Turbo Achilles was just pretty decent back then as well. I'll let you decide on that conclusion. But yeah, I did like Pro Series quite a bit. They are at the very least much beefier. Launching them with a light launcher does seem more powerful. I do like that quite a bit. So yes, we will most likely be looking at more Pro Series stuff later on in this channel. So if you enjoyed that, please leave us a like, subscribe if you haven't yet, and yeah, like I said, we will be bringing more content like this, more Beyblades, more Beyblade-like toys, and other stuff that spins. So see you when I see you, and until then, stay nerdy, guys.